Hey everybody, welcome to the List Critics. I'm NecroVMX. I got James with me. How you doing, James?
I'm doing splendiferous.
Now, just gotta address the we're hippo in the room. James is not permanently my co-host. I didn't fire Tanya. Don't get all worried about that. Tanya's moving right now. She doesn't have any internet, and I really couldn't wait any later. It's already more than halfway through the month. And I still got to record List Critics 2 with Jesse. So I said, I'll just see if I can get James to do it, and he was willing. So thank you, James.
Anytime. Way willing and able.
Yeah. What's funny is usually my backup, if Tanya's unavailable, is Carissa. But obviously that can't happen. Since Tanya doesn't have internet, neither does Carissa.
And if she did, we'd be like, well, why the hell don't you let Tanya use it?
That would be weird. Yeah, we've had a few times where Tanya was not feeling well, so Carissa would pitch hit.
Pinch and hit.
No, pitch hit.
Oh, pinch and hit sounds better.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I guess in certain situations.
I don't want to pinch or hit either of them. Okay, but anyway, let's start as we do with Tumblr Gets Deep. We got 21 of them, and we were just discussing that last month's was weak. So this first one that I'm seeing right now is very funny, though. Sirius Jones says, your body is a poop gun, and eating is just reloading. And Spit Blaze replies with a little cartoon of a very angry-looking guy just going, I guess! I'm reloading right now. There's gonna be
that's great.
There's gonna be a cannon blast sometime later.
I pity your toilet.
Oh, don't worry, she can take it.
Oh.
Pudingu says it took me 18 years to realize Saturday has turd in it.
Jesus Christ!
Did you realize? Well, you're a very you're a scholar of the English language. Did you realize that Saturday has turd in it?
I wasn't actually thinking about, oh look, it says turd. Oh.
What age did you realize that?
Probably a few minutes before that guy.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this one, only lol gifs. I know it's GIF, but I refuse. Post this picture of like this clear ball thing that somebody's holding. He says, polymer balls that are invisible in water. Werewarg replies with, imagine putting like 10 in someone's bath and they get in and they just start freaking out because there's something touching me but nothing in the fucking water. What the fuck? Oh my fucking god. Bog Leech says, you're not thinking big enough. Make them in the shape of people with huge long fingers and hide one in every swimming pool in America.
Oh god.
And Grande Garlic says, please calm down, Satan. That's just creepy. That'd be a way better version of the Lady in the Water, though. Yeah, that Shamalama Ding Dong movie.
Yeah.
Craving, as the next one, Craving says, if you say shit to me when I wear the same outfit twice, I will kill you and also wear it to your funeral, so you better shut the heck up. You know what strikes me about that one is they're going hard, and then they say, shut the heck up. Like they're willing to murder, but not to curse. Although they said shit at the beginning. I don't fucking know. This next one, the person's Tumblr name is Orgasm. I just wanted to point that out. So Orgasm says, whenever I see a pic of Jared Leto, I always have to think if he's Jesus for a second. Well, I would hope not lately, because lately he looks like the Joker.
Well, Jesus was a bit of a radical if you think about it.
The original troll?
Yep. Came around to everything, how everything was, and like, oh, well, what if we did it this way? God damn it, Jesus.
Started multiplying... Oh, Jesus! Started multiplying fish and freaking people out. Walking on water and shit. I just realized there's this bright light coming from my phone. I realized I still have my flashlight on. Let me turn that off.
Well, that's a bright idea.
Oh, tell me that wasn't meant to be a... Come on now. I already get enough of this shit on the List Critics 2 with Jesse and his fucking puns.
Okay, I'll take the punishment.
Oh. Remind me never to get the two of you in a room together.
Well, I guess we'd be tons of fun.
You just riff each other to death. Okay, Panda Bomb says, Florida is a godless place. I went there once, got in the ocean, and immediately had to evacuate because a bull shark was swimming right towards me. It was an alligator on the side of the freeway. Meth addicts and men on tractors roam free. Florida is America's Australia. I never thought about it that way, but that is a good way of putting it. It is our Australia. It really is just a no man's land down there. Have you ever been to Florida?
No, I haven't. I've been to Georgia, though.
That's close enough. Although I've heard the people in Georgia are a lot more sane.
They seem like it.
Yeah. I've heard everybody's really nice down there.
I can say that of all the people I met from Georgia down there, they do seem nice.
Yeah, everybody wants to be like really super cool to each other, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, then again, I was at a convention, and everyone was dressed up as a superhero or some kind of comic book character, so...
Well, you wouldn't expect to get lit from, like, Spider-Man, right?
That's true.
All right. Kiss Me Lou says, as a college student, my favorite words are canceled and free. I guess that could backfire, like the free stuff has been canceled. That could be bad. All right, let's see. Okay, this is clearly a case of, this next one is Tumblr gets high. Cup Snake 100 says, the Earth is a cup. Rich Honey Trader 100 replies with, explain. And then the original Cup Snake 100 replies with, holds things. Well, in that case, your ass is a cup. Everything's a cup.
I don't know what you want to hold in your ass, but...
Shit. I mean, temporarily, until you can get up to a place where you can put it down, so to speak. All right, I don't even. This is just crazy. This next one, I think this is supposed to be like every 13-year-old boy in existence. It's, Seth the Wolf says, me sees the number 69. That's the sex number. Holy shit. Nice. Sees the number 420. That's the weed number. Look at that shit. Nice. Sees the number 666. Ah! Tumblr gets crazy, huh?
Yeah, you haven't seen half of it.
I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. Michael5SOS says, so today I found out that I'm allowed to carry a knife with me to school as long as it's smaller than 3.5 inches, but I still can't show my shoulders. And if that's not a perfect description of American schooling, I don't know what is. I wasn't allowed to have a knife.
Oh, I wasn't either.
Yeah. I don't know where they go to school. That's interesting. I mean, I've heard stories of a kid had a birthday cake that their mother made, brought it to school, and it had a knife with it so the teacher could cut up the cake. And the teacher used the knife to cut up the cake and then sent the kid to the principal, and they got suspended for bringing a knife to school. So that, I don't know what they expected to cut the cake with.
Plastic?
That don't work, dude. That'd be a mess.
Oh, an ice cream cake, or was it like a
I don't know. Well, they didn't go into details about exactly what type of cake it was, but I mean, I'm just imagining somebody trying to karate chop a cake to cut it into pieces. Okay, Egg Rolls says, my hobbies include being right and petting other people's cats. Oh, shit. I didn't know being right was a hobby. I got to get into that hobby.
Yeah.
Kristen Aya says, shine bright like a washed Nintendog.
Huh?
You know that DS game Nintendogs?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, they posted a screenshot. I guess that after you get your little pet dog groomed, it actually sparkles for a while. But I don't play games like that, so.
Yeah, I don't either.
Lindsay, how do you say this? Lindsay Lohoen says, "Get your facts straight. Why not get your facts gay, you homophobic piece of shit?" Okay. That's like from yesterday's South Park or something, you know?
Huh.
Bill Hitchert says, "Man, this has been the worst life of my life." Technically true. It's also been the best, so there you go. 41st says, I feel bad for 5'11" boys. Like you were so close. You almost made it." All right. This is getting sad.
It is.
I feel like says a lost phone on silent. Ooh, that's rough. That is rough. Dick Battles. That's this person's name. I just want to point out that somebody made a Tumblr account, and when asked what their username was going to be, they wrote Dick Battles. So I assume this is going to be dumb. Yeah. Dick Battles says, "When it's my closest friend's birthdays, part of me wants to write them a heartfelt essay, and another just wants to send them birth at 12 a.m. on the dot and nothing else." Well, you know, Facebook makes it easy. All you have to do is type the number 1, and it'll automatically post happy birthday to that person's timeline. Narcotics. I see Narcotic a lot on this. Narcotic says, "What if people name their kids when they turn 18 so the kid has a name that fits its personality?" And Embarrassmental posts a picture of a guy holding a cat, and the caption says, "And his name is Garbage." You know, I could get behind that. You don't get named till you're 18. So you really got to be on your best.
The amount of trouble that you would ensue from that.
There are a lot. Like, I think the world would be a better place overall. Okay, I'm actually going to skip the next one because it's some fucking cartoon shit that I don't understand. All right, here we go. Archibald F. Kimball says, "Harry Potter AU, where Dumbledore is replaced by Ron Swanson." Oh, this.
Oh, God.
Instant Oatmeal replies with, "Son, did you or did you not place your name in this stupid fire cup?" Mara Nerimo says, "Welcome back to school, children. This year, your defense against the dark arts teacher will be this woman from the Ministry of Magic. Why the government is interfering in the affairs of private instruction is beyond me. If you have any complaints, please do not bring them to me." End of speech. And then the last one says, "It has come to my attention that certain of you have gotten into the habit of guessing the password to my office and coming to bother me at your own convenience, thus demonstrating to me that you don't understand the purpose of a password, which was to keep all of you out. And so henceforth you are all put on notice. There is no longer a password. You are simply barred from entering. There may or may not be traps and a strong possibility of death for those who ignore the notice and trespass anyway. Attempted at your own peril. Thank you." You know, that's not really that different from regular Dumbledore.
Yeah, very much.
All right. And last one doesn't have a name, but it says, "Bernie Sanders is like a real-life Leslie Knope. All he's trying to do is make the hellhole a better, but all the Pawneans keep putting their faith in Senator Jam. Why is America Pawnee? Why is Trump actually Senator Jam? Why?"
Okay.
I you know what? I mean, it's a good point, but I assume they're referencing something that I don't know, you know?
That's the problem I'm having. It's like,
I'm going to have to Google this. What is Leslie Knope? Let's see. Leslie Knope. Oh, it's from Parks and Recreation.
No.
Okay. I honestly assumed it was going to be like Hunger Games or some shit. All right. That was weak. We were just talking before the show started about how the Tumblr stuff has been weak lately, and that may have been the weakest one. I mean, I don't know what's going on at Pleated Jeans, but they need to start finding some funnier shit. Out of 21, I'm going to give that like a 6. What do you say, James?
Yeah, 4.
Okay. All right, let's see if the Tumblr jokes are a little better. Oh, that's not actually it. Hold on. Shit. Not Twitter. Twitter. Where's the Twitter thing? I thought I had it, but it was actually some 50 Nerds of Grey shit. Here it is.
Oh, God. Save us all.
Oh. Now, like I said, you're a scholar of the English language. On a scale from 1 to the Holocaust, how bad is this 50 Shades of Grey bullshit?
Holocaust.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
It's terrible. I mean, they
I don't even, yeah, I don't even, okay. 15 Twitter jokes everyone should read on Pleated Jeans. Naive American at Dude85 says, brings puppies to a knife fight. Everyone, aww. You know, there's not a single thing in the world that, well, actually, okay. I was going to say there's not a single thing that can't be improved by puppies, but I guess sex is out of the question. You can't improve sex with puppies.
Yeah.
That would actually ruin both sex and puppies. So don't do that, people.
Yeah.
Tommy Tough. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Tommy Tough Stuff at Tommy Tough Stuff says, not all guys wearing flannel shirts are lumberjacks. Hits tree with axe. Take me, for example. I just hate trees. See, now that's what I'm talking about. That's like a Monty Python joke right there, you know?
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. Shut Up Mike at Shut Up Mike Ginn, and I've seen this guy on Twitter jokes before. He says, ugh, where are you supposed to meet single people? I tried my hallway, my living room, and even my kitchen. What am I doing wrong?
Look in the mirror.
Oh, snap! Oh! James going hard on the witty retorts. Holy shit. Okay, Lady at Lady Broseph writes, the most beautiful person I can imagine is a mix of all the races and is holding a large loaf of cheesy garlic bread. Well, then, I agree with that. Damn.
Yeah. You don't want to smell her breath afterwards, but...
Well, I love garlic, so... You know, the local pizzeria here has loaded garlic bread. It's garlic bread that they pile on Parmesan cheese and pepperoni onto it. It's amazing.
Nice.
Sleeping Peddler at Chris Jr. writes, my dog stares blankly out of my pillow fort spaceship as I dab whiskey out of my beard. Friends? Where we're going, we don't need friends. Wow. Way to retroactively fuck up Back to the Future, huh? Okay, this is making up for the shitty Tumblr posts.
Yes, it is.
The garbage shit boy at David Ittell says, blue whales have the largest penises on Earth, 4 to 6 inches.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Shit.
Oh, we have news for you, garbage shit boy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Audrey Farnsworth at Audrey Penny says, when someone says, sorry it's so messy in here regarding their mostly clean car, I laugh so loud I cough up several pieces of trash. Okay. I did not expect that. Nathan Usher at the Nate Wolf says, ambulance is spelled backwards on the front, so when you look in your rearview mirror, you don't confuse it with the other giant siren cubes. That's a good point. At what point would you need to read the word ambulance in your rearview mirror to realize that there's an ambulance behind you?
Yeah.
I mean, you have this huge, flashing, screaming thing careening at you, and you're
I mean, they make it obnoxiously loud. It's like, hey,
for a good reason.
It's like, you fucking asshole. We need to get through.
For a good reason. It should be as loud and as obnoxious and as bright as possible.
I mean, otherwise, they should just give them a megaphone and be like, hey, fuckers, we need to get through. We have someone literally dying in the back of our fucking ambulance.
How do you get that job? Because I feel I could do that.
A lot of tests and a lot of skills exams.
I feel that I could be the best at that. Pascal at Frenchie Labouzi says, remember 2 years ago when you were dating someone you thought you were going to marry? Here's a picture of it. Facebook. Oh, you know?
Yeah.
That is the sad part of Facebook memories, I guess.
It's like, wow, I could have done that.
Yeah. Erica at SC Beach Bum says, I blame movies for giving me unrealistic expectations about how long I could look away from the road while driving. Yeah, people do things like in cars and movies that just baffle me. You know what I mean?
Maybe people should realize the fact that usually those cars are on some kind of like treadmill type thing.
Well, usually it's a green screen, you know. Lasercat at Lasercat writes, most genies won't tell you in advance, but sour cream is separate wish from nachos. If you had a genie and you wish for nachos, you must have a really good life to begin with. Shit. Cool guy Tolly Lemker at T. Lemko writes, that awkward moment when you try to start a food fight by throwing a sandwich, but the guy just catches it and said thanks for the sandwich.
Well, then you can just start a fight by going and punching the guy in the face.
Well, I guess, but that's a bit extreme, don't you think? Sladrian at the Bless Mess says, if you accidentally lock eyes with a visibly pregnant woman, make the finger in the hole motion and then point at her stomach. Oh god, that's sick. Okay, so I don't know what that last one meant. Like, you want to fuck the baby? Is that what's going on? That's just, I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, Scott Lennon at Scott Lennon says, cats are just fuzzy houseplants that hate you. Well, yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
You know, my friend Joe he has 2 cats. He is one of the rare men that I know that is a cat person. Like, he likes dogs, but he prefers cats, you know? And he has 2 cats, and he always says that if they ever figured out a can opener, he'd be murdered in his sleep.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, he treats them like they're his children, and I think part of the reason that he does that is because he wants to stay on their good side. Just in case. And finally, Elio Hell at Elio Hell says, the first 600 years or so of heaven is just harp lessons. You know, like, alright, the popular depiction of heaven is, like, sitting on a cloud playing a harp, and, like, honestly, that doesn't sound all that great to me. You can't really rock out to a harp.
Yeah, no.
Like, can you imagine going up to some chick playing the harp and being like, hey, do you know any Metallica? Or can you lay me, like, a fat beat so I can bust a rhyme? I mean, it's not going to happen.
No.
Okay, that was the 15 Twitter jokes everyone should read. And I'm going to give that a 15. That may be the best Twitter jokes we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm overcompensating for the shitty Tumblr post, but there you go. What do you say, James?
13.
13? Okay.
Some of those were a little weird, but overall I liked it.
They're all a little weird. I mean... Okay. I like this one. Because, and you know what? It's good that I have you here for this, James, because like I said a couple times already, you are a scholar of the English language. And you're going to enjoy this. Because this was something submitted, probably from Reddit or something. It's on Tickled right now. By teachers. So I guess you can kind of see where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second here. Okay. I just want to make sure we're actually, like, the recording is actually going. Okay, so... Okay, it's going. All right. So this is 21... Oh, fucking hell. 21 actual analogies used by high school students in English essays. Now, I actually read this one ahead of time, and I laughed my ass off. Some of these analogies are so amazingly dumb, but in a really creative way. Like, I think these kids, they really got a good grasp on what an analogy is, but they get a little too creative in their wording. So, there's 21 of them. Here's the first one. When she tried to sing, it sounded like a walrus giving birth to farm equipment. I mean, honestly, that right there is an A+.
Yeah.
Because it's such a vivid fucking thing. Number 2, her eyes twinkled like the mustache of a man with a cold. Number 3, she was like a magnet, attractive from the back, repulsive from the front. You've probably seen a few girls
Terrible.
like that, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story. When I was in high school, me and my friend George were walking from... This was after school. We were walking to the bus stop, right?
Yeah.
Because there was this one city bus that it came by pretty close to the school. It was like about 4 or 5 blocks away, and we would walk there, and there was like sometimes you get some food, and you get on the bus, and it actually took me about maybe 4 blocks away from my home, so it was a pretty good shot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're walking there, and about 2 blocks away, we see the bus pull up to that stop. And the thing is, like, we realize we're not going to make it unless we run, right? But another thing that had been going on is there was this girl walking in front of us, like about a half of a block in front of us, and she from the back was very attractive, and we were definitely checking that out,
Yeah.
And George I said, I don't feel like running for the bus today. I'll just wait for the next one, But George is all like, I'm going to get on the bus. I'm going to run for it. Because he wanted to go and look at that girl more, Because she was going to make it. So he ran, and I'm just like, I ain't got time. I'm tired from school. I waited for the next bus. Saw him the next day. I was like, so how was it? You got on there and you stared at that girl the whole time, right? He goes, oh, man. He had a really high-pitched voice. Oh, man, she was mad ugly. She turned around and she looked like Freddy Krueger. She only looked good from behind,
Oh,
That's pretty bad, huh?
that is bad.
Yeah. Okay, number 4. The ballerina rose gracefully on point and extended one slender leg behind her, like a dog in a fire hydrant.
Oh, damn. It's very creative, but like...
It is creative, yeah.
You compare a ballerina to a dog peeing. That's...
Does that make the ballerina less majestic, or does it make the dog more majestic?
Must be a purebred dog that won a prize or something.
Yeah, that one won, like, Westminster or something.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, she grew on him like she was a colony of E. coli and he was room temperature Canadian beef. Now that kid, when they were writing that, they knew that was funny.
Yeah.
Number 6, she had him like a toenail stuck in a shag carpet. Oh. Somebody's got to clip their nails.
Yeah.
Ew. Number 7, the lamp just sat there like an inanimate object. There's got to be a word for that for when you make a simile to something of what it already is. And there should be a word for that.
Yeah.
Number 8. Her face was a perfect oval, like a circle that had 2 sides gently compressed by a thigh master. Oh, God, that's great. Number 9, her eyes were like the stars, not because they twinkled, but because they were so far apart. That's kind of rough.
That is
That's
rough.
kind of rough. Number 10, his career was blowing up like a man with a broken metal detector walking through an active minefield. Well then. Number 11, the sun was below the watery horizon like a diabetic grandma easing into a warm salt bath. Why does she have to be diabetic? Like, that seems to add something to it, but what?
Yeah. Why couldn't it just be a regular grandma?
But honestly, it wouldn't work as well. I don't know what... There's some invisible quality that is added to it by her being diabetic.
I guess.
Number 12, from the attic came an unearthly howl. The whole scene had an eerie, surreal quality, like when you're on vacation in another city and Jeopardy comes on at 7 instead of 7:30. Whoa, it's like the Twilight Zone. Number 13. It was as easy as taking candy from a diabetic man who no longer wishes to eat candy. That's like what I said about Garrett the other day to Tanya. I said he's being a bigger cunt than a really big cunt. Number 14. She had a deep, throaty, genuine laugh, like the sound of a dog makes before it throws up. That's amazing. I think it would have been better to use a cat for that, because you know how cats like do like 4 or 5 practice heaves before they actually throw up. You're like, it's weird. Number 15, their love burned with the fiery intensity of a urinary tract infection. Well, you were telling me about that super gonorrhea earlier, so.
Yeah.
Number 16, it's basically an illusion and no different than if I were to imagine something else, like Batman riding a flying toaster. Sounds about right. Number 17, if it was any colder, it would have been like being in a place that's a little colder than it is here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 18, joy fills her heart like a silent but deadly fart fills a room with no windows. Or an elevator.
Yeah. Or a car.
Oh, yeah. At least in a car you could open the windows, though.
Yeah.
In an elevator, you're fucked.
Unless the button was broken.
Well, then you are fucked, yeah. Well, you could open the door then, I guess. Unless you're careening down the highway, I guess. Number 19. The bird flew gracefully into the air like a man stepping on a landmine in zero gravity. Why would there be land... Alright, I don't know. That one's a little weird.
Yeah.
Number 20. He felt confused as a homeless man in a house arrest. You'll stay in front of that in front of that Lowe's department store, and you will not leave. And finally, number 21, the revelation that his marriage of 30 years had disintegrated because of his wife's infidelity came as a rude shock, like a surcharge at a formerly surcharge-free ATM. Well, I would think it would be a little worse than that. Wow.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, obviously the next generation is going to be very creative.
Very creative and
a little weird.
A little weird. Yeah. I think moderately weird.
Yeah. You know, like, I don't know what it is. Like, kids these days are so fucking brazen, because I know when I was in high school, I would think about things like this, but I wouldn't have the balls to actually put those on essays.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of 21, I'm gonna say 19 on this one. What do you say, James?
You're 19.
Okay. Now, here's another one that's like crowdsourced. This is from Live Buzz. And this is 18 kids who embarrass their parents in the most hilarious ways possible.
Oh, geez.
So, somebody asked for stories of their children embarrassing them horribly, or if they embarrass their parents horribly. Tell the story, and these are the results here. So there's how many of them? 18. Here's the first one. When my son was about a year old, I found him stuffing his pants pockets full of Vaseline, scooping it out with his hands. Really makes me wonder why little kids' clothes even have pockets. Why do baby clothes have pockets? What are they going to keep in there? They're fucking raisins or some shit?
That is a good question.
Yeah. Number 2, my 4-year-old daughter used to stash steak knives in strategic locations around the house. My neighbor busted her doing it. I didn't believe him until he pulled out a 6-inch carving knife from behind a bookcase. That's like that part in Misery, where he has the knife under the bed, you know?
Yeah.
And she found it first. Except instead of like, you know, Paul Sheldon, it's some 4-year-old girl, so that's pretty crazy. Number 3, not a parent, but I've caught my younger brother, aged 3 to 5 at the time, on a stepping stool, pissing into the air unit.
Ew.
That probably caused some problems.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's pretty terrible. Okay, number 4. My son was 5 and had started playing Skyrim on the Xbox 360. Okay, parenting level 0. I just want to say that right here.
Yeah.
One afternoon, this is going bad places. One afternoon, the neighbor called and asked if I could watch her son, also 5, for a few hours. They played with sword shields, Nerf guns, typical boy games. At one point, I stopped hearing them. That's always a dangerous thing with any child. You know something is going down.
Yeah.
I opened the door very quietly and saw them on the floor. My son was now wearing his friend's shirt and pants, and the other boy was down to only his underwear. My first thought was, what the fuck? But my son looked up at me with a sword in his hand and said, "We're playing Skyrim and I just killed him, so I'm taking his stuff." all, all I could say was, okay, well, let's try to keep all of our clothes on from now on.
So just confirming that parenting level 0, because now the kids are going to grow up and be like, oh, well, we can just pretend we're playing Skyrim. I can rob people.
Yeah, and take their clothes off.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5, Skyrim is rated M. I just want to point that out. You don't usually think of it because it's not, like, super violent, but it is rated M.
Yeah.
Number 5, sent the boys to bed with popcorn. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
See, I actually read faster than I talk, and I just saw the end of the sentence, and this goes to a bad place. Sent the boys to bed with popcorn for a fun treat. Hear maniacal laughter shortly thereafter.
Uh-oh.
That's, like, there's two things you don't want to hear when kids are playing by themselves. Silence and maniacal laughter. Go upstairs to find one of them sticking popcorn betwixt his butt cheeks and farting so it came out. Now, as if that's not bad enough. As if that's not bad enough. See, we laugh because we were boys once and we could imagine ourselves doing that. You know? But it gets worse.
Uh-oh.
Asked what was going on, both boys in a panic tried to eat the evidence as Mother and I watched horrified.
Oh, shit. No.
Don't eat that! That's butt corn! Good Lord. Okay, this one's from a teacher. Okay, my friend... I just finished it. My friend is a 3rd grade teacher. He came to school one morning after having been out sick for a day and found that his classroom only had girls. Turns out all the boys had been suspended the day before for teabagging each other during recess.
Ew. Oh, God.
What the fuck is wrong with kids these days?
Because they all play on an Xbox, and every time a stupid shooter, oh, look at a teabagged person.
When I was a kid, we just, like, punched each other.
Yeah.
Testicles did not get involved. Okay, number 7. Not my kid, but me. I dumped all of my mom's medicine in the car vents. When my mom saw me with empty medicine bottles, she freaked out and took me to the hospital, assuming I ate them all. Well, it's a good assumption to make.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry. But wow, what is the joke there? What is the game of dumping medicine into air vents?
I mean...
You know, I'm going to contribute my own thing here. When I was little, I remember pouring shampoo on a plate of cheese doodles and leaving them out for my mom to eat. Which she did.
Oh, God.
And was horrified, and I got in trouble.
Yeah, I would assume that so.
I was around 4 or 5 years old, and I poured shampoo on the cheese doodles, and yeah. And I actually remember I was in bed, and I heard my mom walk into the kitchen and go, "Ooh, cheese doodles."
I was sad.
And then, crunch, crunch, and then, and then screaming my name, and, she knew I did it. All right, number 8. My mom loves to tell me the story of when I was around 5, we were headed to a family function, and I wanted to be a big boy and do things on my own, so I went and rubbed glue all over my body, thinking it was lotion, and ran into my parents' room saying, "Look, Mommy, I put lotion on." My parents still laugh at me. I'm assuming this is like Elmer's glue or something.
Oh, God.
At least it'll peel off,
Yeah.
I'm hoping it was Elmer's glue and not like wood glue or something,
Well, if they managed to get their hands on wood glue at 5-year-old,
parenting level 0 then,
yeah.
Number 9, when I was 5 and my brother was like 10, we were playing hide and go seek with some neighbor kids inside our house. Long story short, my brother accidentally peed on a girl who was hiding in the bathtub. Accidentally is in quotes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, number 10. This is bad. I went online and found my 8-year-old searching for Minecraft boobs.
Why would you want to look at Minecraft boobs? They'd be all square and stuff.
Well, 8. the kid's 8. You know, it's probably more of a I think that's funny thing than anything else. You know.
I should think so.
Yeah. Number 11, my younger brother once gave my sister a rather vicious haircut when they were like 4 and 3 respectively. Mum was not pleased, but my sister spent the next few days with short hair. The next few years, rather. Number 12, I remember locking myself into a duffel bag and the zipper broke and I panicked and my dad had to use scissors to cut it open. Now, I gotta wonder, what's the thought process there?
No idea.
It's like, this is gonna be my Ford or something, I guess. Alright. Oh, this is... Oh, God. Alright, number 13, I walked in on my... And I want to stress the age here. 18-month-old son humping his stuffed Big Bird.
The fuck?
Now, I'm going to assume that they have a dog and maybe the dog humped the Big Bird and the kids saw it and copied it. Because anything else is just too horrible to think of.
Yeah.
Number 14, my uncle caught his 7-year-old daughter wrapping herself up with plastic wrap around 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, once again, what's the thought process? I'm a sandwich! Number 15, older sibling. My 5-year-old brother was in the bathroom for a while when I was babysitting, so I went in to check on him. He was holding a funnel with the wrong side up and was trying to pee in the small hole.
Huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's a thing that happened. Number 16, I remember when my little brother was around 7 or 8. I was in the living room with my mom and her friend when he came in complaining that he can't get this pen to work. It was my mom's vibrator. I'm trying to imagine a tiny little dildo that the kid would mistake for a pen. That's kind of funny.
Well, sometimes they have those really big pens that it's like the joke ones.
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's true. Number 17, when my brother was around 1 or 2, we used to sit in the corner of our living room with a tub of butter from the refrigerator and just eat it with a spoon. Ew.
Huh.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
And finally, number 18, back when I was a kid, I was really into Pokemon. I saw the episode featuring Kadabra and Alakazam, and I was like, I can bend spoons too. So I did, all the spoons in my house. And then my mom caught me and I said, look, Mom, I'm psychic. She cried. Okay. It's Uri Geller, the early years, huh? Alright, out of 18, most of these are very funny. I'm not sure how embarrassing some of them were, but I'm gonna give it like 16. What do you say, James?
I'll give it a 15.
15? Okay. That's just, yeah. That's a thing that happened.
Yeah.
But I contributed one. Do you have any embarrassing child story there that you could tell real quick? James?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Do you have an embarrassing story to contribute to that?
Embarrassing story?
Yeah, like I had or like how you embarrass your parents, or like I had the cheese doodles thing.
I don't have anything nearly that bad.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. This one, I have a list here submitted by Alex Shannon, and he's warned me that this is a terrible list, so this is gonna be interesting. It's actually from Rotten Tomatoes. It's top 100 horror movies.
Oh God.
Now you would think that this would be the perfect site to have a list like this, because Rotten Tomatoes isn't, a review aggregate site. But just glancing at it, there's a lot in here that are not horror movies. So I think that they're going by tags here, James. I think if anybody tags something with the word horror, it winds up on this list. But just to give you a chance here, what would you guess would be the highest rated horror tagged movie on Rotten Tomatoes?
Horror tag?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because before, I'm looking at it now, before I clicked on it, I had a guess. I guessed The Exorcist would be the #1 movie. I was completely wrong.
Um, I honestly have no idea.
Well, what's the best horror movie you've ever seen?
I mean, what kind of factors, like the bloody, like the best is in the
No,
bloody?
as in best movie, just like overall.
Um, Stephen King's It.
Really? That wasn't that good.
I liked it.
Well, I don't think that would actually be on here because that was on television. And Rotten Tomatoes, I think they only deal with theatrical movies. But okay. So the way that I usually do it with top 100 lists is I'll read 10 at a time and then we'll comment on it and then move on. Okay.
All right.
So starting at number 100 is 1408, number 99 Brick, number 98 Beetlejuice. You see what I mean about like Beetlejuice is a comedy.
Yeah.
Number 97 The Thing. That's the remake. Number 96 Three Extremes. Number 95 Shadow of the Vampire. Number 94 Scream 2. Number 93 Berberian Sound Studio. Number 92 A Tale of Two Sisters. And number 91 Paprika. Is there a horror movie called Paprika?
No.
Well, apparently, there's a movie called Paprika. Like, what would be horrific about Paprika? I like Paprika.
Unless it's like a cursed bottle of paprika.
I just looked at it. It's an anime.
Huh.
A machine allows therapists to enter patients' dreams. When it's stolen, all hell breaks loose, and only a woman therapist, nicknamed Paprika, seems to be able to stop it. I think my mind just imploded.
Yeah, because
why is her nickname Paprika? And why did they take the plot of The Cell and make it into an anime?
I don't know, but just the thought of a machine like that can lead to so many bad ideas.
Well, did you see The Cell?
No.
It was actually pretty good for a Jennifer Lopez movie. Just a comment. Obviously, Beetlejuice is not a horror movie. I mean,
no.
1408 was terrible.
Yeah.
And I want to say, did you read the book, James?
No.
Read the book, okay? Because it is seriously like the scariest shit in existence. But the movie sucked.
Well, it's like a lot of books that become movies.
Yeah, but Stephen King has a better track record. I expected 1408 to be good.
I mean, going off, just veering off a little bit of the topic, a little bit, veering off of horror movies. Aragon. Did you ever read those? Did you ever read those books?
No, but I saw the movie and it was a piece of shit.
Okay, I saw the movie first, right?
Yeah.
And, okay, it wasn't terrible.
Wait, it was. Hold on. You saw that movie and then willingly read the book?
But the book is so much different.
Oh, of course it is.
But it's so much better.
Now, I heard that the book was written by, like, a teenage kid.
A kid that actually goes to a high school near where I live.
That's pretty crazy. So, very successful.
And he was a very good writer.
Well, it got published, I would think so. But, I mean, the movie was terrible. I mean, I was like, basically, they took Star Wars and, like, peed dragon piss all over it. Because that was the exact plot of Star Wars. Let's face it. Okay, let's move on to the next group of 10 here, unless you have any other comments.
Nope, go ahead.
How Paprika is the best movie ever or whatever. All right, number 90 is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Number 89, Hellboy, not a horror movie. Nope. Number 88, Open Your Eyes. Number 87, They Live. Number 86, Dress to Kill. Number 85, Red Riding Trilogy. That's actually the name of the movie. Number 84, Willow Creek. Number 83, We Are What We Are. Number 82, The Others. And number 81, Dracula, Pages from a Virgin's Diary.
Okay, never heard of it.
The only movie on here that I've seen, other than Hellboy, which is not a horror movie, The Others, which was really good.
I like that one, yes.
That should be like top 30, not number 82.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe if they filtered out all the crap that got lumped in the horror movies for whatever fucking reason.
Yes, exactly.
It would be 30.
I mean, but they're going strictly by Rotten Tomatoes score here. This isn't like something that somebody put together. The others has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 83, which is very high. But there's others that have higher,
No.
Any other comments there?
Nope, go ahead.
Well, They Live. Wasn't They Live like a sci-fi action thing?
The name sounds familiar, but I cannot
I haven't seen it, but I know that the line that came from it that became famous was, "I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of gum."
No, wasn't that? Wait, that was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of something else.
That was Roddy Piper in They Live.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
I've never actually seen it, but I know that line comes from that movie.
Yeah,
now,
sorry.
You might be thinking of like Army of Darkness or something.
Yes, right. I was thinking of Jack of Town.
Yeah, but they kind of, it was a reference to They Live.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Number 80, The House of the Devil. Number 79, A Field in England. Number 78, Paranormal Activity. Oh, that sucked. Number 77, Grindhouse. Not a horror movie.
Nope.
Number 76, Gremlins. That's questionable. Number 75, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Number 74, Altered States. Number 73, Spring. Number 72, Ginger Snaps. Number 71, Slither. Slither's not a horror movie.
Disgusting, but not a horror movie.
Yeah, Ginger Snaps is a horror movie, but it was also awful.
Yeah.
I hated it. You know who really, really likes Ginger Snaps?
Who?
Tanya.
What?
Yeah.
I think she's gone bonkers or something.
I remember because I did a 10 Days of Werewolves last Halloween, and Ginger Snaps was actually the last movie I reviewed, and I hated it. And she was shocked that I didn't like it. She's like, "Oh, it's so good," and I'm like, "Tanya, no, Tanya." Altered States was a classic, though. Gremlins, that one. I mean, you could kind of call it a horror movie.
It's more like a comedy horror in a sense.
It's a horror satire, is what it is.
Okay, all right.
Like I'd lump that in the same thing as like Scream, where it is a horror movie, but it's sort of a take up, a send up of horror movies. Grindhouse, I don't know how the hell that wound up there.
Yeah.
That's also satire there. Okay, now I'm just going to move on here. Number 70, Exorcist, the version you've never seen. That's the actual name of it. Number 69, The Descent. Number 68, The Omen. Number 67, Chronicle. Number 66, This Is the End. Number 65, Russian Ark. Number 64, Donnie Darko, Director's Cut. Number 63, Near Dark. Number 62, Kronos. Number 61, The Orphanage. Oh, I'm going to stop there. 61. Are any of these horror movies, like, other than The Exorcist?
I never heard of any of these.
Okay, Chronicle is a superhero movie. You've heard of The Omen. Come on.
Yeah, no, Omen, okay, Omen I heard about, yeah.
Yeah, but Donnie Darko is, like, not really a horror. That's like an existential sci-fi thing.
Yeah.
And This Is the End is a comedy. I mean, yeah, it has Satan at the end of it, but he's also got a huge boner.
Yeah.
So, hold on one second. I'll be right back. I gotta go over to the other side of the house real quick.
Yeah.
Won't take me long.
Watch out for zombies.
If the zombies are looking for brains, they won't find it on this list.
Nor will they find any good instructions on how to eat said brains.
What was that?
I said, nor will they find any good instructions on how to eat said brains.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of that yet. Oh, shit. Okay, so, but, The Omen, though, that's number 68, man. I would think it... But like I said, we're going by aggregate score. The Omen has a score of 86. You would think that...
That would be a bit higher on the list.
Well, you would think... Yeah, but if, like I said, if they filtered out the crap... Now, I noticed that the scores kind of jump around. Like, Donnie Darko has a 91%. You'd think it would be higher. I think that the number of reviews is also... put into effect here. So there we have, because as I'm going, I'm noticing the ones with more reviews are weighted heavier. Let's move on here. Number 60 is An American Werewolf in London. Number 59, 28 Days Later. Number 58, The Conjuring. Number 57, Misery. Number 56, Poltergeist. Number 55, The Exorcist. Number 54, The Dead Zone. Number 53, Frankenweenie. He had a pretty good thing going there. Number 52, The Blair Witch Project, and number 51, Let Me In.
Wait. Blair Witch Project scored higher than The Exorcist?
Yeah, it did. 87 point as opposed to 86. The Exorcist is there were a lot of good ones in The Exorcist, Poltergeist, Misery. 28 Days Later was awesome. American Werewolf in London was like a comedy horror, but I
liked 28 Days Later.
Did you ever see the sequel?
Yes.
That was pretty bad, huh?
It was bad. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it could have been so much better.
It would have been. I think I could have tolerated 28 Weeks Later more if the first one wasn't so amazing.
Yeah, but
you have really high expectations based on.
You know they're doing it 28 months later, right?
Well, they've been saying that for ages. I mean, I heard that was kind of.
Well, it's saying that the script's nearing completion. I heard.
Yeah, but it's been in red tape for ages, from what I've heard, like development hell. Let Me In, I've never seen, although Tanya says it's a good movie. But then again, she liked Ginger Snaps. So. Frankenweenie. I mean, that... Come on now, Frankenweenie.
It's a cartoon, sort of.
I think that, like, because it... it's like... Like, I would almost expect, like, A Nightmare Before Christmas at this point, because it has to do with horror themes, and it'll wind up on this list because of that, I think that's how these things get on the list.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Number 50 is Little Shop of Horrors, the remake version. Number 49, Phantom of the Opera. That's the original, the 1925. Number 48, The Wicker Man, the original version. Number 48, The Fly. That's the remake. Number 46, The Host. Number 45, Eraserhead. Number 44, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Number 43, Dracula. That's the what do you call it? Bela Lugosi one. Number 42, Zombieland, and number 41, Room 237. All right, at the risk of saying an unpopular thing, I thought Zombieland sucked.
Wait, you didn't like Zombieland?
I hated it.
I liked it for what it is.
I thought it was not funny. It was way too hipstery for me.
I can see that. Honestly, I thought it was funny.
Like the Bill Murray part was funny.
Okay, yes, that was very funny.
Everything else was just pissing me off, And let's be honest, that kid would not actually survive a zombie apocalypse because he's such a fucking doofus.
Well, none of them would.
That's true.
Because, let's see, Woody Harrelson's character is too trigger happy. And he'd probably throw himself into the middle of a zombie horde because, he's feeling grief for his son.
Because he saw a Twinkie or something,
Well, yeah, and then the two girls, I mean, what? The little girl's going to get grabbed by a zombie, the older one's going to go to rescue her, and then she's going to get killed by zombies. And that's all of them.
Yeah.
And the other kid's going to die in a bathroom.
Yeah, right. The smartest one in that movie was Bill Murray because he pretended to be a zombie.
Yeah.
Although that's also what got him killed, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bela Lugosi Dracula is a classic.
Yeah.
The Fly. I mean, I do almost kind of prefer the original, but that remake was pretty good. Wicker Man. Little Shop of Horrors. What's funny is that it's not really a horror movie, but it is it's a musical remake of a horror movie, so I can see why it's on here. So there you go. All right, I'm going to move on. Number 40, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 39, Shaun of the Dead. Number 38, The Shining. Number 37, Reanimator. Number 36, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 35, Carrie. That's the original. Number 34, Halloween. Number 33 is Nosferatu. That's the remake. Number 32, The Loved Ones. And number 31, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Well, that's the whole plot right there, huh? I never saw the remake of Nosferatu. I wonder if that was any good.
Have to look it up online and find out.
Yeah. Halloween, that's a good one. Carrie.
Yeah.
Most of these are pretty good. The Shaun of the Dead, see, that was the good version of Zombieland.
Yes.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, gotta talk about that. That's one of my favorites.
Which one?
The first one.
Okay.
I've seen them all. I mean, I even went to see the new one that came out like 2 years ago, and it was bad, but enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in 3D, you know. But no, it was bad though, you know. But I still had fun. Okay, number 30, Suspiria. Number 29, Cat People. That's the original. Number 28, The Cabin in the Woods. Number 27, The Silence of the Lambs. Number 26, Drag Me to Hell. Number 25,
Oh God.
The Innocents. Number 24, Young Frankenstein. It's a spoof. Number 23, The Evil Dead. Number 22, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And number 21, Don't Look Now. Okay. The Innocents should be like in the top 10, to be honest. That was amazing.
Which one's that?
It was in 1961. It's you know The Others. You saw The Others, right?
Yes.
That The Others is almost like a tribute to The Innocents. It's a very similar theme.
Oh, okay.
Cabin in the Woods was like surprisingly good. Like that's the kind of movie you expect to suck, and it turned out to actually have this like really cool twist to it. Other than that, not much to say. You have anything to say about these?
No.
Young Frankenstein? I could quote that movie at you all day. It's actually pronounced... it's pronounced Frankenstein. Well, is your first name Frederick? No, it's Frederick. All right, number 20 is Night of the Living Dead, the original one. Number 19, The Birds. Number 18, Gojira. Number 17, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. Number 16, Pan's Labyrinth. Number 15, Freaks. Number 14, Eyes Without a Face. Number 13, It Follows. Number 12, Aliens. And number 11, Let the Right One In. That's the original version of Let Me In. Aliens, man, that's questionable. I would say Alien is a horror movie.
Yeah.
But Aliens was way more action than horror.
Yeah.
Not much to say. Gojira is another one. That's definitely horror, but then every sequel, like all 28 sequels are not, you know?
Yeah.
All right, let's just do the top. Are you ready for the top 10? Because it's about to get weird.
Go ahead.
Number 10 is... I'm going to go slowly on this so we can talk about... I'd never heard of this. The Babadook. The Babadook. What the fuck is the Babadook?
What is that?
I'm looking into it now. Let's see. 6 years after the violent death of her husband, Amelia is at a loss. She struggles to discipline her out-of-control 6-year-old, Samuel, a son she finds impossible to love. Samuel's dreams are plagued by a monster he believes is coming to kill them both. When a disturbing storybook called The Babadook turns up at their house, Samuel is convinced that the Babadook is the creature he's been dreaming about. You know, that actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good.
I would want to see that. Number 9, Frankenstein. I almost said the original, but it's not really the original. The Boris Karloff one. Number 8, Rosemary's Baby. That's top 10 material.
Yeah.
Number 7, The Bride of Frankenstein. That was the better one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 6 is Psycho, the original Psycho. That's a good one, yeah. Number 5, King Kong. Not a horror movie.
No.
No. Number 4, Repulsion. What is Repulsion?
I've never heard of that.
Came out in 1965. Let me see. When Carol, a shy young Belgian, is left alone for a few days in the Kensington flat she shares with her sister, she begins to withdraw into a reclusive existence where innocuous everyday realities are distorted by deep-seated anxieties. All right.
Okay.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. That was number 4. Number 3 is the original Nosferatu, which is a total fucking classic. Are you ready for it? Number 2, excellent movie, but in no way, shape, or form is this a horror movie. Number 2 is Mad Max Fury Road.
What? How? Yeah, I think someone at Rotten Tomatoes needs to get, like, shot.
How the hell did that get tagged as horror?
And how the hell did they make it all the way to the top 2 in a horror top 100.
Well, it is a really good movie, and
No, I mean, yeah, it's
the
a great
critics
movie.
just basically masturbated all over it, but still.
Yeah, but the whole point is it's supposed to be for a
But
horror
I just
list.
brought up the page for it on Rotten Tomatoes, and it is tagged as action, adventure, and horror. Yes, action, adventure, yes. Horror, no, not even a little bit.
No, it's like, how do you get horror from that?
Not even close. Like, if it was top 100 action movies, then absolutely yes, but this is top 100 horror movies. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And their number one is not a movie that I would expect to be number one, but I do agree somewhat, is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
I've never heard of that one.
It was a silent film. It was the essentially it's the original zombie movie.
Oh, okay.
So, but there's only one zombie in it, but it was a really good movie. It's like one of those German expressionist things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really good. Out of 100, I gotta kind of lowball this because even though there's a lot of really good movies on here, there's a lot of really good movies that should be on here, but there's no room for it because you got non-horror stuff cluttering up the list.
Yeah.
Not only that, but a few of these movies just suck.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get behind Ginger Snaps being maybe bottom 100. Can you believe they made 2 sequels to Ginger Snaps?
Yeah.
I mean, she died, but they still made 2 sequels.
Yeah, I heard about those. They're on Sci-Fi.
Oh, God. Well, out of 100, I'm going to say like 53. What do you say, James?
I'll say 45.
45. Okay. Thank you, Alex Shannon. You were right. He said the list is slightly fucked. That was his exact words there.
I think it should have been the proper words. Probably should have been double penetrated. But, anyway.
It got DP'd. Well, he's British, so maybe in there, like he's got to watch out for the super gonorrhea, and maybe there, being DP'd is being slightly fucked.
I guess. Who knows? Britain, right?
Okay, Almighty Santa has sent me his top 10 worst video game characters.
This should be fun.
I don't know what the criteria is, other than these are 10 characters that he just doesn't like for one reason or another.
Okay, so this is a personal opinion, not so much.
Yeah, this is his personal opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 10 is Tingle from the Zelda series. Honestly, when I saw Tingle in the first game that he was in was Majora's Mask, and I thought to myself, what kind of drugs are they doing that they thought this was a good idea for a character? And everybody hated Tingle. I didn't hear a single positive word about him. And then for this asshole to show up in like every Zelda game since then and to get a couple of his own games, it boggles my mind. I found out he's actually really popular in Japan. Like, they like him over there. I think he's a piece of shit. What do you think?
Yeah, he's pretty terrible.
Number 9 is Navi, also from the Zelda series. Now, I was never really all that irritated by Navi. Like, I know it's the oh, listen and all that, but...
Hey, listen!
You know what it is that the first time you're playing the game, she's pretty valuable. After you've played it a bunch of times, you don't really need her hints, so you want to ignore it. But if she's got something to tell you, and you don't press that button, for the rest of the game, you're going to be hearing that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know what? If you're really that irritated by Navi, just press the button, get through the dialogue real fast, and then she'll leave you alone.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you could be fighting Ganon, and she's going, hey, 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 because she's still telling you, like, how to, like, lock onto enemies.
All because you were too lazy to press the fucking button at the end of the goddamn game.
Yeah. The voice, though, is pretty irritating. Number 8 is Yogurt, a.k.a. Jogurt from Shining Force. Now, I haven't actually played Shining Force.
I never did either.
The fact that there's a character named Yogurt. What the hell, Japan?
Well, considering all the other stuff that they've given us...
Like butter-flavored lube?
And tentacle porn, and...
You know what? I actually found out the historical reason why there is a such thing as tentacle porn.
Enlighten me. Why is there such a thing as tentacle porn?
Because there were laws against drawing penises. So they wanted to show penetration, so somebody had the bright idea of a woman getting fucked by an octopus. And it wasn't like something on DeviantArt. I'm talking like way back in the day, like a wood fucking carving, like a woodcut painting of that, and that was their erotica because it was too taboo to show a penis.
So too taboo to show a penis, but not too taboo to show a woman getting raped by an octopus.
Well, I don't think it started off as rape. I think it started off differently, and then
Sure, but
it always gets weirder. That's basically the culture in a nutshell. If you want to sum up culture, you just say it gets weirder.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Pokey from Earthbound. How about every fucking character from Earthbound? How about that whole fucking game?
Mm-hmm.
Number 6 is Awesome Possum from his game, Awesome Possum. The actual name of the game was Awesome Possum Kicks Dr. Machino's Butt. He wrote it as Awesome Possum Sucks Dr. Machino's Ass. That's more accurate, I think. I've played that game. It's so bad. It's like if somebody took Sonic and had environmental diarrhea all over it, and also made it have really bad graphics and controls, and he talks constantly. And they knew he was annoying because there is actually an option to make him shut up. Number 5 is Umaru from Final Fantasy VI. Well, Umaru is kind of useless, but I don't know. I mean, he's a completely optional character too.
Yeah.
You don't have to fuck with Umaru at all.
Nope.
Number 4 is Gooey from the Kirby series. You know what? Gooey was in Kirby's Dream Land 3, and I never understood it because Gooey was basically the Player 2 character. And I never understand why the Player 2 character was this idiotic blue smiley face instead of being like Meta Knight or something like that, So, I don't understand Gooey, personally.
Yeah, some things will never be figured out.
Number 3 is Baby Mario from Yoshi's Island. I'm actually recording a Let's Play of Yoshi's Island right now. And they made Baby Mario annoying on purpose because, if you get hit and you lose him for a second, he starts screaming. And it's a really annoying scream. But the point of it is that you want to get him back as quickly as possible, so I kind of understand what they were going for there.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Bubsy. What's worse than Bubsy? Number 1 should have been Bubsy.
Well, I shudder to find out.
Well, actually, his number 1 is Slippy from Star Fox. I honestly, I don't really find Slippy that irritating. I think that the reason that most people hate Slippy is because he has a high-pitched voice. Because, everybody's saying, oh, Slippy's always getting into trouble. You're always having to save his ass. But, honestly, the other two are always getting into trouble, too. You always have to save your teammates in Star Fox. I think it's just they don't want to hear Slippy talk. Because he's like, oh, help me, Fox, But, yeah. Out of 10, I'm gonna, and I'm especially going a little bit generous because I know it's his personal opinion. I'm gonna say 8. What do you say, James?
Let's say 7.
7. Okay. So thank you, Almighty Santa. There. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Now we'll save that for another day. Let's see. Okay. This is interesting. The Anime Fans has sent me a list of the top 10 worst YouTube channels. What do you think would be one of the worst YouTube channels, James?
Anything involving politics.
Well, yeah. I would think PewDiePie, but...
Well, considering he made $7 million last year, he's doing something right.
Well, he appeals to kids, and that's what makes him his money, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I've watched his videos, and I kind of want to punch him. because he's putting on a character. It's not really him, you know. Because I've seen him on other YouTube channels, and he acts like a completely normal person. But then when he's recording, it's like like an idiot, you know. All right, so here are the top 10 worst YouTube channels. It starts at number 1, so I'm going to scroll down here. Number 10 is EvanTube HD. Apparently, this is a guy who collects toys, and he does videos about it. I don't understand the appeal of that, but I also don't understand why that would be one of the worst ever.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I think it's like, you know, a lot of, like, it's kids, though, you know? He collects toys. Kids like toys, you know? I guess that's the thing. Number 9 is Real Annoying Orange. Oh, boy. This motherfucker got he got his own TV show on the Cartoon Network. Have you seen that?
Annoying Orange?
Yeah.
I've watched that.
On Cartoon Network or the YouTube?
No, on YouTube.
Okay, now, I saw The Annoying Orange, the first video, and I thought, that's pretty funny, and it's clever, you know. And then I remember showing it to my nephew. He was like 1 or 2 at the time, and he was really into it. And he would go around saying apple, 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 because he thought it was an apple, you know. And he's got a toy in The Annoying Orange that you squeeze it and it says, you know, annoying things. But that fucking shit got old fast, dude.
Yeah. I only watched a few episodes, but after a while, it was like it always wound up being the same conclusion.
Yeah, because it really the guy only really had like 3 videos, and then it kept repeating itself. But he got his own fucking TV show. So wow, yeah, all right. No, I stopped looking at it after a while, especially after.
Hey, John.
What?
Knife.
Oh God. You're an apple. Number 8 is Sky Does Minecraft. You know, it's a Let's Play channel, obviously. I don't understand Minecraft personally. I don't get the appeal of it.
I can understand. I've played on various Minecraft servers, and I can understand the appeal. Honestly, I mean. It's not, because, I mean, it is quite adaptable within the graphic. Yeah, it's, you know, 8-bit graphics, blocky, and all that.
I like the graphics, I just...
I mean, like, but it's so customizable. That's the thing.
Well, I get you, but there are 5 million channels out there all just showing Minecraft stuff. It's kind of ridiculous. I've been asked to do Minecraft stuff. And I'm like, why? I think everybody else kind of has a handle on it.
I mean, there's different Minecraft servers, like, you know, there's the regular, okay, you go on here, you build bases, then there's other ones where people create their own mods and plugins.
No, I get that, I just don't see the appeal of watching it on YouTube.
Well, I don't either, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Just go and play it.
Yeah, I mean, I get Let's Plays, I do Let's Plays, but,
yeah.
But when everybody's doing the same game, it kind of just grates on my nerves, you know?
Yeah, when it comes to Minecraft, it's like, don't watch it, play it.
Yeah. Number 7 is Ray William Johnson. I could get behind. Ray William Johnson was the most subscribed. He was the #1 guy on YouTube before PewDiePie. And he dethroned Niga Higa. Niga Higa was #1. Then it was Ray William Johnson. Did not understand the popularity of Ray William Johnson because all he did was take other popular videos and show them and then make stupid comments about them.
I watched Ray William Johnson when he did Equals 3. I liked his Equals 3 program. I don't know why he left his Equals 3 program, because now
his regular first of all, he started the incredibly annoying jump cut editing that everybody uses now. That is so... I can't understand why people do that. It looks so terrible. And also, like I said, he didn't really have any content. He barely uploaded videos. And when he did, it was just like, oh, here's Annoying Orange, and I'm going to say something about it. And here's, you know, Smosh, and I'm going to say something about that. He didn't have his own content.
Well, he did it in a way that attracted viewers.
Well, not for long. He lost his popularity pretty quick.
Yeah.
Once PewDiePie came around. Number 6 is Shane Dawson TV. I was never particularly irritated by Shane Dawson. I'm not a subscriber, but I don't get the hatred.
I never heard of him.
He was number 1 for a while too on YouTube, but I mean, he's just like one of those commentator jump cut guys, but he's way less irritating than Ray William Johnson.
Huh.
Number 5 is Smosh. I don't see the problem with Smosh. I don't watch it, but I don't see why it would be hated. Okay. Number 4 is, I never heard of this one, Onision? Onision? I don't know how you say it.
Does not compute.
Yeah, it does not compute. Number 3, oh god, now we're going old school on this one. Number 3 is Fred. Remember Fred?
Oh god.
Hi, this is Fred!
Super goddamn annoying voice. Didn't he get his own TV show too?
And a movie.
And a movie with John fucking Cena.
What a fucking asshole.
God damn it.
Number 2,
Uh-oh.
Justin Bieber Vivo. So basically Justin Bieber's music videos.
Oh, I can see that being the most irritating, or at least second.
He started on YouTube, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Number 1's PewDiePie. So there you go. I mean, number 1 guy on YouTube. I'll tell you one thing. I do respect him a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Because recently, by heavy demand, he started playing Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And apparently, he was very unenthused about the game. He didn't like it. He wasn't scared by it. So his fans were not getting the usual, like screaming and nonsense that he was just bored playing it. He was only playing it because his fans wanted him to. And they were actually pissed off that he wasn't faking a reaction to it. They wanted him to pretend to be scared and scream and act like an idiot. So I gotta give him credit for being genuine, but I still think his whole persona is incredibly annoying.
Yeah.
He's basically an adult Teletubby. Out of 10, I'll give this one an 8. What do you say, James?
I'll give it a 9.
A 9? Okay. Most of these channels are incredibly fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. Anime fans also sent me this from the top10s.com. It is top 10 movie titles that could be mistaken as porn titles.
Oh, this should be good.
Can you think of a movie title that sounds like a porno but isn't?
Nothing off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, let's see. Number 10 is Sex in the City. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got sex right in the name. Yeah. Number 9 is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I guess that. Yeah, with a little imagination. Yeah. Number 8 is this is the movie I thought of, Snatch. I mean, yeah, you don't know, no explanation needed there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, The Thing. Okay.
They're getting good on this.
No, I hadn't thought of this one. Number 6, Raging Bull. Oh my. Number 5, Black Snake Moan.
Okay, I get that one too.
That one, it wasn't a porno, obviously, but it did have naked Christina Ricci in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 4 is perhaps the most obvious one, is Triple X.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get maybe the sequels, Triple X State of the Union, would be like the Bill Clinton version. Number 3 is Fast and Furious.
Really?
Well, you're not going to satisfy your woman like that.
No.
There are 2 things that women are not looking for in bed, and they are fast and furious.
They're not looking for it to be done too quick, and they ain't looking for bodily harm.
Yeah, they're not looking for you to be, like, angry fucking. Like, can you imagine just, like, some guy just going in there and like, yeah, fuck you, yeah, oh, I hate your fucking vagina, oh, I'm done.
And they're like, I gotta go to the hospital now.
And she's just like, what just happened? You know? Was that sex? Number 2 is Deep Impact. Oh my. And finally, number 1 is Freddy Got Fingered. That's a gay porno, huh?
Uh-huh.
I hated that movie without even seeing it, just the fact that there was a movie called Freddy Got Fingered. That shouldn't happen. Wasn't that Tom Green?
Seth Green.
It was Seth Green? Well, fuck that asshole. No, it had to have been Tom Green.
Was it?
Let me look that up. Freddy Got Fingered.
Well, no, it was Tom Green.
Tom Green's on the fucking poster.
Right, okay.
I fucking hate that asshole.
Yeah.
Out of 10, I'm gonna say 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 10 there.
Yep, definitely 10.
You know what should have been on there?
Which one?
Free Willy.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Okay, let's see. I got another one here from Anime Fan. I don't know, this might overlap a lot with the YouTube list. It's top 10 most annoying YouTube fan bases. That might be the same list.
Might be.
Well, let's check it out real quick. Let's see. Number 10 is Nerf Boy Productions. I don't even know what that is, much less if it has a fan base. I gotta look that up.
Does not compute.
I mean, I would imagine it has something to do with Nerf. Yeah, it's Nerf gun stuff. Okay.
I
wonder what makes this fan base so... Because Nerf Boy Productions did not warrant being one of the worst channels, but apparently his fans suck.
No, they probably think they can do it better than he can.
Maybe. Number 9 is The Amazing Atheist. Now, this guy should have been on the top 10 worst channels. He is an evil, evil man, and I say that as a fellow atheist. He is a piece of shit.
What does he do exactly that,
Well, he's really hateful, and basically anyone that disagrees with him is, like garbage to him, And, he's kind of a pervert asshole, too. Like, there's actually a video that leaked out, that's out there, if you want to watch him shoving a banana up his ass.
Ew.
That exists. And
what the hell is wrong with him?
And he's been known to sexually harass his female fans.
How does...
Just imagine this giant, hairy motherfucker that's probably never fucking been laid in his life other than by fruit. But he has this air of superiority. That's the Amazing Atheist. Like, when I first found him, and I actually subscribed to him for a brief period because I saw him, and my first thought was, this guy's funny, And then, after a couple of videos, I realized, wait a minute, he's not joking. And that's when I unsubscribed. Like, wait a minute, he's actually serious. Holy shit. And his fans, like the people who stick with him, are just goobers. Number 8, That's So Jack. I've never even heard of that. This I gotta look up. By the way, does the new Google logo annoy you?
Yes.
It annoys me.
It does.
So, there's That's So Jack. Okay, I found it. This person's only got 27 videos. Oh, no, this is a playlist. Okay, never mind that. So, same. Let me look at... Okay, there it is. I found it. This dude looks like Chris Isaac. Oh, he does, like, music videos and shit. Okay. I don't know. Vlogs. Alright. He looks like an annoying... Well, like I said, he looks like Chris Isaac, so... In other words, an annoying asshole. Number 7 is The Syndicate Project.
The what?
The Syndicate Project. I don't know what that is. I thought this was going to be the same list, but it's not. It's not at all.
Huh.
Alright, so he's just another vlogger. I guess his fans must be annoying. I don't know. Number 6 is the Fine Brothers. Now, I am actually subscribed. I like the Fine Brothers. I think they're great. And I think I know why they're on this list.
What is that?
Well, have you ever... They started off with first of all, the first viral video they had was movie spoilers. They would do like 50 movie spoilers in 10 minutes or something like that. And then they started the Kids React thing, and now they have like all those spin-off shows, and they have their own channel, the React channel. But you've probably seen like Kids React or Elders React or YouTubers React. They started that. And the thing is, okay, on Kids React, they had this one girl, Leah, and she's become kind of internet famous on her own. She has her own channel. She's actually been in a couple of movies now, from what I understand. And like, she's a musician as well. She sings and all this crap. And, well, she started off doing the Kids React show when she was like 13. I think she's like 20 now. So they've been around for a long time, you know? But she got a lot of creeper attention. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So I remember seeing these videos, because it was Kids React, and then when they started doing Teens React, she was one of the people to move over because she was older than all the other kids.
Yeah.
So but even back on Kids React when she was only like 13 years old, you'd look at the comments and it would be like, I want to lick Leah's feet and all this like weird shit that was like really super inappropriate.
Yeah.
So I think that, yeah, their fan base, they got some scary motherfuckers on there.
Uh-huh.
But I would say you should check out their channel because it is very good. Number 5 is Smosh. Maybe that's why they're on the other list. Maybe there's some poison from the fans. The next two, number 4 and number 3, are two Vivo channels, so just music video channels. Number 4 being One Direction and number 3 being Justin Bieber.
Okay.
And you know, here's the thing. You know what? It would be so easy to ignore quote-unquote artists like Justin Bieber of One Direction if it wasn't for the annoying fans.
Yeah.
So I could totally understand that. Number 2 is Sky Does Minecraft. There you go. And number 1 is PewDiePie. You know who,
yeah.
okay, I want to say, you know what should have been on this list is McJuggernuggets. McJuggernuggets, first of all, he's like the world's biggest asshole. And I actually watch his videos just hoping that I can see him suffer a little bit. And I'm usually not disappointed. And I get my schadenfreude from McJuggernuggets, but his fans are so fucking deluded. It's crazy. But out of 10, I'm going to go 7 on this one. What do you say, James?
I'm going to say 7 also.
Okay. Most annoying YouTube fan bases. Who'd have thunk it? That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Okay, this is an interesting one. This is from BuzzFeed. It's submitted by the anime fans. 20 classic gaming struggles that kids today won't understand. So basically things we had to deal with as gamers. I know you're not a huge gamer, but I know you did play video games.
Yes.
We had to deal with these things. Kids don't, you know? So I would think like things like not having save points. You know what I mean?
Or the 8 megabyte PlayStation memory card.
Oh my god, yeah, you had to really make decisions or you'd had to get another one, yeah. Especially when you had a game like some bullshit like Resident Evil that took up way too much space.
Uh-huh.
Alright, number 1, blowing into the cartridge several times in a row until the title screen appeared.
Yeah.
Don't blow on the cartridge. You're not supposed to do that. Nintendo we were all so stupid because Nintendo put that on the like every cartridge on the back of it said, don't fucking blow on it. I mean, they may not have said it in those words, but it said it, you know?
Yeah.
And actually, like, people would think, well, it works, but actually it was the removing and putting it back that would make it work. Number 2, getting stuck in a point-and-click adventure game and having no idea how to continue. 2 words, King's Quest. I think the first time I played King's Quest, I wound up, the witch got me, and I wound up in that little jail cell, and that was pretty much game over. But at least the game had the decency to tell you you're not going to get out of this, you might as well reset, you know? Number 3, because you were utterly lost without strategy guides and video game magazines. Well, these days we have the internet, so...
Uh-huh.
I love how, like, up until maybe a couple of years ago, but, like, still it was happening, where you'd buy a game at GameStop, and then they would try to sell you a strategy guide. Like, it happened a lot with RPGs. I think the last time it happened was when I got Dragon Quest IX on the DS, and they were like, do you want the strategy?
You know, it's funny, they tried doing that at World of Warcraft.
That's an MMO. How could there be a strategy guide for that?
There's a strategy guide.
But I was like, no. First of all, I prefer to, like, especially an old school game like Dragon Quest IX, part of the fun of it is figuring it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I got stuck, I would check on the internet. I was like, why do strategy guides still exist? I think that for certain series, like especially like Final Fantasy. A lot of people are buying the strategy guides just to get the art that's in it. But
I can understand that.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I'm not one of those guys, so yeah. Number 4, going to the video rental store only to find the one game you wanted was already checked out. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The struggle.
Yeah.
And then you go back the next day and you find it's still not back yet.
Yeah. Well, I remember being obsessed over trying to get Final Fantasy 1, and it was always out, you know. Number 5, manually entering new cheat codes on Game Enhancer cartridges, like the Game Genie, yeah. The best part of that was actually trying to put in random numbers and letters and trying to figure out your own codes. And sometimes you would get some pretty random effects, you know. Number 6, while printing out facts and walkthroughs on your home printer. Yeah. Number 7, or selfies on this thing. It's the Game Boy printer. I never had the Game Boy printer because I'm not an idiot who would spend money on that. Ridiculous.
Not stupid enough to go paying a shit ton of money for that stuff either.
Especially that you had to buy their special paper. Number 8, playing on a CRT television that had to warm up for a few seconds. I remember that. You get that gray and then slowly the colors would come in. Number 9, enduring the most inconvenient methods of copy protection like code wheels. Oh, I remember the very first Elder Scrolls game. You could play the intro dungeon, but when you found the portal that would take you to your province, it would actually, like, make you whip out the fucking instruction manual, and it would ask you a question from the instruction manual. That was the worst. That was the worst. Number 10, not being able to save your progress because you didn't have one of these, and it's the N64 controller pack thing, the memory card. I remember I had Turok for N64, and I didn't have and I couldn't save it, and I got really good at the first couple of levels, let me tell you, until I got the fucking controller pack. Number 11, destroying your joystick and your palm all to win a single mini game, and they show a picture of a person's palm with that blister in the middle. I know exactly they're talking about Mario Party.
Yep.
That rotation. Did you know that Nintendo, if you requested, would send you special gloves to prevent blisters for Mario Party?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It wasn't all that well known. But, yeah, it was a thing. Like, if you sent them an email, they would send you this glove to go along with, like, Mario Party. And they've made, like, there's, like, 10 Mario Party games now, not counting spin-offs. And they've never done that again, where you'd have to rotate the joystick like that, because it was just so bad.
Yeah, they probably had horror stories being sent to Nintendo Power.
Number 12, playing with corded controllers that couldn't even reach the couch. So we sat on the floor. I had in the den, in my parents' house back in Brooklyn, in the den we had this weird carpet that had like a crosshatch pattern to it. And I had a crosshatch callus on the side of my right foot from sitting there playing like Mortal Kombat or whatever. Number 13, or using wireless controllers that would cut out if you didn't point them directly at the receiver. Yo, why? I remember like when wireless controllers really started to become a thing, like around Xbox 360, and I was very dubious of it because I remembered those old wireless controllers from Nintendo, and you don't trust it, you know?
Yep.
But then when the Wii came out, that was the end of it. There was no more wired controllers.
Yeah, because all the other companies were like, oh, look how well they did it. We can do it too.
Number 14, straining your eyes to finish a level on that late night drive home. Yeah. Not, it's amazing when you look at like Game Boy Advance, that they didn't have the backlight until like Game Boy Advance SP came out. That was like a miracle. The Game Boy Advance SP was like the greatest thing.
Oh, of course.
Number 15, loading a game from a 5 1/4 inch floppy disk, or worse, a cassette recorder that took 20 minutes. Not only did I have one of those computers that had the cassette attachment.
Oh, God.
But that's how I fucking played Carmen Sandiego.
You poor thing.
I would. Yeah, I had the tape for Carmen San Diego. I remember that. That was cool though. Number 16, burning through your entire allowance at the arcade. Well, that was fun though.
Never did it.
That was fun.
Because we didn't have arcades in our neighborhood.
Aren't you in New York City?
I'm in Queens.
Yeah, but there's... I mean, there may not be an arcade, but there were arcade machines everywhere. You go to a fucking pizzeria, they had Street Fighter 2.
Oh, yeah, but I never really played, fighting games and stuff.
Once I discovered fighting games, I was in there all the time.
Oh, yeah, well.
I mean, I'm still a huge fan of fighting games, but I lament the fact that so many of the great series that I played growing up have gone to shit. Like, okay, first of all, I will admit that looking at Street Fighter V, which is not out yet, but the betas have been going and people have uploaded footage of them playing the betas, it does look really fucking good. But
Which game is this?
Street Fighter V. But I will not get Street Fighter V because fuck Capcom. Fuck them. They're assholes. I won't buy anything they put out. I don't care. I'm boycotting them. But, like, I just saw the trailer just the other day for the King of Fighters 14. It looks like shit, James. It looks like a PlayStation 2 game, but it's on PS4. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to King of Fighters? 13 was so good, and now 14 is going to be a piece of shit. All right, number 17, getting laughed at by an annoying 8-bit hunting dog, and for what? Missing a few ducks? That dog was kind of an asshole. Number 18, untangling cables like pretty much all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
You roll it up at night, and the next day it's like, God damn it!
And anything with wires, though. Like, I remember working at a computer store years back, and my boss told me that the weirdest thing about wires, you could put two wires parallel to each other on the ground, walk in the other room for a few minutes, and you come back and they're in knots. Number 19, swiping cards, literal cards, to play handheld games. They were referring to the Nintendo e-reader, which was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Number 20, and finally, just text-based games. Always hated the text-based games. Really. Do you remember, it wasn't text-based, but do you remember Leisure Suit Larry?
Yes.
Now, did you know that that's a remake of a text-based game?
Really?
It was called Soft Porn Adventure. Now, think about that. You're buying a porn game that does not have graphics.
Huh.
Instead of spending $40, $50 or whatever the fuck it was on a computer game that does not have graphics, you could have gotten a couple of Playboys and gotten the job done a whole lot faster.
Yep. Just
saying. But yeah, out of 20, that is indeed struggles that kids these days don't have to deal with, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I'm gonna give that the full 20. What do you say, James?
I'm giving it 20.
All right, let's see. I do want to wrap it up fairly soon, but let's see what else I got here. I don't know. Let's give somebody else a chance here. Okay, here's another gaming list, and it's another old school gaming list. It's from GameSpot, the 11 old school arcade games that stole your youth. Ranked. And this is, I'm just looking through this is really old school here. So number 11 is Q*bert. I fucking hated Q*bert. I thought he was a piece of shit. Did you ever play Q*bert?
Yes.
What did you think?
It wasn't bad, but I can understand.
It's not that it's bad. It's just that the game is literally an asshole. It wants to piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason he curses when he dies, because that's what you do when... I didn't play it in the arcade. I played it on Atari, and I just was like, no, this is pissing me off. Number 10, Duck Hunt. There was an arcade version of Duck Hunt, so yeah. It wasn't as good as the Nintendo version. That's what you wanted. You know, when I get those mobile alerts after midnight, it's just an email. Okay. Number 9 is Galaga. Among one of the first couple of games I ever played. I mean, the first game I ever played was Pac-Man, but after that, my grandmother's neighbor had this little tiny arcade machine thing that had Galaga and Galaxian on it, and I remember, that stole some hours from me, let me tell you. Number 8 is Tron. I never played the Tron arcade game. Have you ever played that?
No.
I never even see the movie until years and years later.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 was Robotron 2084. Robotron was one of those games that, if you look at a screenshot of it, it's a hot mess. You can't describe Robotron without saying, here, just fucking play it, you know? Because look, I mean, here, I'm going to send you the screenshot that I'm looking... Oh, I can't. It's one of those fucking flash things. All right, but you know what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
If you ever see just like, in motion, you get it. But, like, it looks like puke. It looks like literal, like, 8-bit puke. It's hard to describe what Robotron was like. Number 6 is Asteroids. I never liked Asteroids, to be honest.
No.
I just like, why am I shooting these things? Why do I care? You know, I'd rather shoot aliens or something. Number 5 is Joust. I never played Joust. I mean, I played it, but not back in the day. You know that with the ostriches?
Yeah.
Number 4 is Centipede. I think I remember playing Centipede and completely misunderstanding what I was supposed to do. Which is crazy for such a simple game, but I remember thinking that I had to shoot the mushrooms. I didn't understand that well, I mean, you do kind of want to shoot some of the mushrooms, because when the centipede bounces off of them, it makes them come at you faster. But, you know, I didn't get that you're actually supposed to shoot the centipede. So. Then again, I mean, that came out the same year I was born, so, you know, when I did play it, it was very, very long time ago. Number 3 is Street Fighter. Street Fighter, not Street Fighter 2, but Street Fighter. Who the fuck played Street Fighter 1?
Who did indeed?
I didn't play it until I fucking got it on an emulator, and let me tell you, it ain't that good. Number 2 is Pac-Man. Yeah, Pac-Man is classic. I mean,
yep.
Can't go wrong with Pac-Man. One struggle that kids may not know these days is the embarrassment of getting killed by Clyde. I mean, you know, I mean, I don't know if you know the whole thing with Pac-Man. You know, he's the orange ghost, and he was actually programmed to be stupid. And number 1 is a weird choice because it's Super Mario Brothers. There was an arcade version of Super Mario Brothers, but it's so obscure. Nobody fucking played that. They had the Nintendo version.
Huh.
I mean, and they show the screenshot where you see versus Super Mario Brothers, insert coin. You know, yeah, that's arcade Super Mario Brothers, but like I don't think of it as an arcade game because nobody did. Disappointed by this list. I really am.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to go back to that era, then, I mean, I would expect... You know what I would expect to see on air would be something like... What was that fucking game with the knight? Oh, God, what was it called? Dragon's Lair. Remember that? It was like a cartoon, and you had to, like, figure out...
Yes.
And everybody wanted to figure out, like, what button to press at what time so they could see the whole thing, you know? A lot of people spent a lot of time on that one. But for me, it was, you know, it was Street Fighter 2, it was Mortal Kombat, Pac-Man, of course, but, like, when I think of arcades, the first thing that comes to mind is fucking Street Fighter 2. And anything with a gun.
Yeah.
Anything that you can get to shoot at the screen, that was always a lot of fun to me. But I'm disappointed. Out of 11, I'm going to say 4. What do you say, James?
I'll take 4.
4. Let's do one more, and then call it a day here. Okay, I like this idea. This is from Nicholas Jones. Are you familiar with the Death Battle show, James?
Death Battle?
Yeah, it's on Screw Attack.
No.
Well, basically what they do is they take the idea of two characters fighting to the death, and they kind of analyze it. It started off as like a spoof of Deadliest Warrior, where they analyze everything, and then they make like a little animation, like a cartoon of the characters fighting, and they do like fucking like Link versus Cloud, or like Superman versus Goku, or Batman versus Spider-Man, that kind of shit, you know.
Huh.
And the animations they make are very interesting. They're very fun, and the two guys that hosted are very funny, so it became a very popular show. So Nicholas Jones sent in top 10 death battles that he'd like to see. Which reminds me, I haven't watched the latest one yet. They did, I'm trying to remember what it was even. I can't remember what they did recently, but I haven't seen it yet. But like, you know, they'll do like RoboCop versus Terminator or whatever, you know. But not only do they do like a funny animation for it, but they have science to back it up, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But the best thing ever was watching the Superman versus Goku thing, because Superman killed the shit out of Goku. And the Dragon Ball Z fanboys, the butt hurt was over 9,000. So they actually bombarded them with hate mail and demands for a rematch, and they actually did a rematch, and like Superman won again. Like they were there, and everybody thought, well, Goku will win this one because they're gonna just do it to make the DBZ fans happy. And you know what's funny is every time a Dragon Ball character is on the show, they always get killed. Like they did, what was it? Who fought Boo? That pink guy?
Yeah.
Fought Kirby. That didn't go well. That didn't go well at all. But anyway, here we have top 10 death battles he'd like to see from Nicholas Jones. Number 10, Professor Layton versus the Riddler. No. Here's two characters that don't fight. Have you ever seen either of these characters fight?
Nope.
The Riddler doesn't fight.
Nope.
All right, number 9 is Donkey Kong versus Wreck-It Ralph. I actually would like to see that.
That would be
cool. They did Donkey Kong versus Knuckles. Donkey Kong won. That was pretty funny. Number 8, Hulk versus Doomsday. That's a tough one to think of, actually, because
yeah,
you got to think, well, Doomsday kills Superman, but then you got to think the Hulk. It really depends on how pissed off he is, because the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, right? Number 7, Beetlejuice versus The Mask. Not only would I'd like that should be a movie. That would be awesome.
That would be pretty good.
Come on, get old-ass Jim Carrey and even older-ass Michael Keaton, and let's make it happen. Number 6, Shredder versus Baraka. Okay. I mean, I hate to say this, but it's not who would win, it's who would lose first. I mean, the Shredder is awful. He's terrible. He's the worst villain ever.
Yeah, I mean, he only has a suit of armor.
In his very first appearance, because remember, Ninja Turtle started as a comic book.
Yeah.
He got killed in his first appearance.
Yeah.
And to bring him back, Leonardo stabbed him, and then he got thrown off a building and blown to smithereens. Then there was a clone of the Shredder. Leonardo cut off his head. Every time they bring the Shredder back, he gets killed very quickly. The Shredder in the cartoon was like a doofus. You know, he could fight, but he usually sent out his idiot minions to do everything for him, and they would fuck everything up, you know?
Yeah.
The Shredder in the movie was pretty cool, but, I mean... And then Baraka, I mean, honestly, I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and, you know, obviously when you play story mode, you're going to watch characters die, and I gotta tell you, in Mortal Kombat X, they only really killed off 2 characters, Baraka and Melina, and I was just like, I don't like them anyway. Number 5, Catwoman versus the Black Widow. I would like to see that in live action. Fuck the cartoon.
Yep.
Let's get Halle Berry and Scarlett Johansson and make them, you know, fight each other. in leather. There might be some whipped cream involved.
Queen size bed.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Soft music candle. Number 4. I don't know where this guy comes off with this idea. It's interesting. Ganondorf versus Dracula. I'm assuming
Huh.
I'm assuming when he says Dracula, he's thinking of like Castlevania Dracula.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Because like Dracula from the novel would just like send Ganon a rude letter, He didn't do much fighting. As a matter of fact, if you've ever read Dracula, and I'm willing to bet you have, he spends the whole novel running away.
Yeah.
So, number 3, Voldemort versus Darth Sidious.
Uh.
First of all, that's an awesome idea.
Okay.
But Voldemort would win. There's no question that he would kill Darth Sidious. He's like, oh, you could shoot lightning? I could kill you. That's my spell. You die. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what it is? The reason why I'm a bit iffy on that is the nature of the magical spell. Because literally it's like a bolt of lightning. He does Avada Kedavra. It's a green bolt.
Well, in the books it was described as a flash of green light. That it was instantaneous. I mean, if you're going by the movie, yeah, it was like a bolt of fiery, But I'm thinking like the books, it was like a flash of light and you were dead.
Yeah.
Unless they missed, you die. That's the spell. They did do Harry Potter versus Luke Skywalker. That was and Luke Skywalker won, and it did make sense because Luke has that ability to exploit someone's weakness, and he made Harry's scar blow up.
Ow.
So, yeah. Well, yeah.
That gave me a big headache.
Number 2, and I gotta say, I love this idea as well. Freddy Krueger versus the Scarecrow, like from Batman.
Oh God.
That's a cool idea. Here's the thing, though. The Scarecrow relies on you breathing in a gas, and Freddy Krueger relies on you going to sleep.
Huh.
So they'd have to get a little creative in how they would fight,
Yeah.
And finally, number 1 is Spawn versus Kefka. That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
Because Kefka is an insane clown god, and Spawn's already fought a couple of those. Maybe not as powerful as Kefka, but, Spawn's pretty powerful.
Basically, Spawn can create whatever he can think of as long as he has the energy to do it.
Yeah, because Spawn...
Meanwhile, Kefka has nearly unlimited amounts of energy, but he follows a certain spell book.
But Spawn's entire purpose is fighting things much more powerful than himself.
Yeah.
It's just that... Because really, you got to think that Spawn really, like, his power level is not limited. It's how much he can use. He basically could probably kill anything with the right amount of power. It's just like deciding to use that much because he's got that clock ticking down,
Yeah.
I never was a big Spawn fan though.
Yeah.
Those comics, like after the first year or so, which was like what the movie was based on, what the HBO cartoon was based on. It got really weird after that, really super crazy. When it got to the point where Jesus and Satan were fighting each other, but they were two oiled up muscle guys. That got that's really weird. Oh wow. I gotta say though, out of all of these, the one that I would most like to see is Voldemort versus Darth Sidious. I just hope that they would find a way to not have it end in a minute,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to be like Avada Kedavra, you're dead. Because they did that when they did Harry Potter versus Luke Skywalker. He kept trying to use Avada Kedavra, but which is a little out of character, but they are fighting to the death. But Luke just kept absorbing it with a lightsaber, so it's
Yeah.
Because let's face it, lightsabers block anything, right?
Very much.
I'd like to see. You know what I want to see in the new Star Wars movies? I want to see one break. I want to see a lightsaber break and like what would happen. Like I would imagine there would be like an explosion or something.
Well, I guess only it would be it would break.
I mean, they did like in Attack of the Clones. They did the thing where like the handle part got cut in half.
Yeah.
But that's stupid. I want to see like the blade break. I want to see the amount of power it would take to do that, and what would happen. I mean, it would probably blow up or something.
Yeah, I would say it had to blow up.
I mean, that's what I would think would happen. I want to see that happen. I want to see some Jedi get killed because somebody cuts his lightsaber in half and it explodes. And then they're like, oh shit, there's somebody that can break lightsabers. We gotta, like, come up with a way to get around that. What are your feelings about the Disney Star Wars thing?
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I am, like, for the first time in a long time, looking forward to something that has the word Star Wars in the title.
I mean, because J.J. Abrams is making it. And he's proven pretty noteworthy in terms of.
I know that there are people who have their criticisms, but I think he nailed Star Trek.
He did.
I am a much bigger Star Trek fan than I am a Star Wars fan. Like I like Star Wars, but I fucking love Star Trek. And
yeah.
I know that, like, yes, he changed things. He took huge risks with those two Star Trek movies, but that's what made it good. He didn't play it safe. You know. Oh, you know what I saw? You know how there's those Kim Davis memes of like so-and-so still does their fucking job?
Yeah.
I saw this picture. It was from that, you know, that Mirror episode of Star Trek. You know, yeah. Mirror, Mirror. Where there was like, they were evil. And it shows like Sulu and Uhura like making out and kissing on each other. And it says, still does his fucking job. Because, you know, there ain't nobody as gay as Takei, man.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, yeah, he was gay. He had to make out with a woman. It was part of he did his job, you know? Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what's funny is, you know, when he was hired to be in Star Trek, he was actually, like, he really thought the fencing thing was what got him the job.
Huh.
Because he was a fencer. And it's funny, because it didn't take them long to write that into the show. But when they told him that he was going to be shirtless in that scene, he got really self-conscious, and he had to, like, work out all the time, and that's why he looked so fucking jacked. Because it kind of like, I don't know, are you going to watch the new Muppet Show, James?
I might.
I'm looking forward to it. I saw the first 10 minutes, and there's this joke in the very beginning where Kermit is telling them all that they're going to be in a new TV show, and it's going to be on ABC, and it's going to be for adults, not for kids. And Animal goes, "Animal do nudity if wanted." And Kermit goes, "Oh, that's very nice of you. Oh, thank you." And Animal goes, "Animal start CrossFit today." All right, nice. So we're gonna end the show. That's been List Critics. Thank you guys for listening, and hopefully we can get Tanya back next week, next month. I always say week. Why do I do that? If this was a weekly show, I would have like hung myself by now. It's such a pain in the ass. But I do love doing it. And I'll see you guys.